guys, Josh from soccerreviewsforyou.com, bringing you a bit of a discussion video today. I want to talk about this particular topic. Does the look of your soccer cleats / football boots actually matter? Does the look of shoes in general actually matter when you're talking about soccer cleats or football boots? And really, the answer is no, but I'm going to discuss some of the variables in this video and give you guys something to think about if a lot of what you're basing your decision on when it comes to buying a brand new pair of shoes is how it looks. So I know that a lot of people will share their opinions down below in the comment section, and feel free to do that because everyone's opinion matters and we can get a bit of a discussion going. That's kind of why I make these videos in the first place. But when it comes to the look of soccer shoes, and the main reason why I'm making this video is because I see this with the release of any new shoe. At the moment, if you guys are subscribed to the channel, you've probably seen some of my Superfly 5 videos, and what a lot of people are leaving down below in the comments and the general opinions that I'm hearing are not so much about the changes that they've made for the performance reasons, but the changes that they've made for aesthetic reasons. Obviously, if they're going to release a new model, they want it to look different from the previous one. And a lot of the comments that I've seen, whether that's the majority or a vocal minority, is that a lot of people don't like the look of the Superfly 5, at least in comparison to the Superfly 4. Do I think the Superfly 5 looks bad? No, I actually quite like how it looks. I think the Superfly 4 is also a pretty good looking shoe. But for me personally, with any shoe, not just the Superfly, the appearance of this shoe, yes, it matters to a certain extent, but at the end of the day, when you're talking about actually wearing and playing in the shoes, the way it looks has absolutely nothing to do with anything really. So I think that the one argument that you're going to see a lot down below in the comments, and this I guess depends on whether or not you watch this part of the video, is that a lot of people will say, look good, play good. And sure, there is definitely some, I guess, viability to that particular argument. If you like the look of the shoes on your feet, there's a self-confidence that comes with that. But at the same time, I'm not sure that that's a valid argument or a valid excuse when it comes to your ability to perform out there on the field. I can't imagine that there are too many people that have played on a team, went out there in a pair of shoes that perhaps they're not too crazy about in terms of how they look, haven't played well, get pulled out by the coach, and then when the coach asks, why aren't you playing well, you tell the coach, I can't play properly because I don't like how the shoes look on my feet. That to me is kind of a lame excuse that I don't think anybody has ever used before. So I think when you kind of break it down like that, what it actually means to say that if you look good, you'll play good, again, I'm not sure that that's a valid argument. Obviously, the other argument that a lot of people are going to make, and this I completely understand, is that if you're going to spend any significant amount of money on shoes, $200, $300, even $50 on a pair of shoes, you want them to look good. If you're going to a store to buy yourself a pair of casual wear shoes, even if you're shopping online, which is probably the norm nowadays, it's probably 50-50, I would say, you're going to buy a pair of shoes that you like the look of. That's kind of the main objective. You're not going to try something on that doesn't look good to you if you're only going to be wearing it casually. But when you're talking about a soccer cleat, a football boot, whatever you want to call it, the main reason why you're buying that shoe is for comfort, the fit, the performance features that it has on offer. And you could really say this about any piece of sports equipment. Yes, the way it looks is going to be kind of the first thing that draws you towards that particular product, and that's why companies do their best to try and make an aesthetically appealing product. That's why they release all these colorways. And with the growth of social media now and how popular that is, having more and more colorways really keeps their product in the public eye. Obviously, the bigger companies get a little bit more attention than the smaller ones, but for the most part, you know what all these shoes look like. They're familiar to you just because they're in your face so much. And with that, obviously, the shoes that tend to look a little bit better tend to be a little bit more popular as well, or at least what people perceive to look better. Because at the end of the day, aesthetics and the way something looks is very much based on opinion. Some people love the look of a shoe, some people hate the look of a shoe. Really depends on, again, how you perceive that particular shoe, what it looks like to you. And again, you're free to have your own opinion. With that said, like I kind of just mentioned, the way that shoe looks absolutely has nothing to do with how the shoe is going to feel on your feet, how that shoe is going to perform, the traction that it's going to provide, the way it's going to fit your foot, the comfort that it's going to have on offer, the touch that it's going to offer. Any kind of performance feature has absolutely nothing to do with the way the shoe looks on your feet. So kind of what I'm getting at, and really what I wanted to talk about in this particular video, is yes, the looks of a shoe definitely do matter. I completely understand that. You don't want to spend money on a product that you think looks ugly. Really, for lack of a better term, I guess ugly is kind of a little bit of a brutal word to use, but if you don't like how a shoe looks, I understand that you might not want to buy it. With that being said, I feel like a lot of the people who are subscribed to my channel, regularly watch my videos, you are what I would consider to be an enthusiast. So you are one of those people that's looking for more info. You want to know more than what just the company is telling you. You want to know more than just what the shoe looks like. You want the details. And the details, as I've mentioned in lots of my videos before, are really what matters when it comes to picking out a brand new pair of soccer cleats, especially if you don't have the opportunity to try them on beforehand. So if you're one of those people that's all about the details, and I describe something to you that sounds really, really good, but ultimately you don't like how that shoe looks, should that be a way to eliminate that shoe from your kind of list of considerations? I really don't think that it should be like that. I think that regardless of how a shoe looks, if the features that it has on offer, the way it fits, the way that it performs, what it has to offer to you is what you're looking for, and you don't like how it looks, maybe give that shoe a chance. What I'm getting at here is just don't write a shoe off based on how it looks. There are so many shoes. I'm going to just name a couple examples right now. The Superfly 5 is a great example right now. Obviously, we've seen a few colorways. Some of the colorways that they showed at the launch event I thought were really, really nice. The one that I have right now, is it the greatest looking? For me, no. I'm not a huge fan of the colorway itself, but I don't think the shoe itself is bad looking. But as with a lot of products, the first colorway we see, even the first couple of colorways, they generally tend to be kind of received with mixed reviews. People have, I guess, a little bit of a hard time when it comes to change. They're kind of used to what the shoe looked like before as opposed to what it looks like now. So it just kind of takes time for that to kind of grow on them. The Hypervenom Phantom 2 is a great example of a shoe that people didn't really like at first, but I think at this point people don't mind how it looks. Even the original Hypervenom Phantom was received with very, very mixed reviews. And again, I think a lot of people, they really like the Hypervenom Phantom 1 now. It's one of those shoes that people look back on with very fond memory in terms of colorways that released and just all the different styles that ended up being available. The X15.1 from Adidas is another great example of a shoe that people didn't really like at first, but seems to be growing on people now that we are months and months and months into the initial release. I think the only shoe really that comes to mind that's available right now that really didn't recover from in the looks department is the Messi 15.1, and that's just because it's a legitimately weird looking shoe. But again, if the Messi 15.1, you try it on, it fits really nice, you like how it feels, it has everything that you're looking for in a soccer cleat, but the looks don't necessarily live up to what you were hoping for, should you completely disregard that shoe and not consider it? I really don't think you should. I think you should pick your shoes with aesthetics kind of being the icing on the cake, if you will. If everything works out and the shoe that you like the look of ends up being the most comfortable, the one that fits you the best, and the one that offers the feel that you're looking for, great, good for you. But that's not going to be the case for everybody. So like I said, if you're picking out a brand new pair of shoes, do the looks matter? Absolutely. That's really, I think, for most people, where you're going to start when it comes to considering a new pair of shoes. But ultimately, should that be the deciding factor? When you're talking about performance footwear, I really don't think that it should be. But again, that's just my opinion. I kind of gave you guys all of my reasoning in this video. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Should you eliminate a shoe off your list of considerations if you don't like how it looks? Why or why not? Let me know down below in the comments and we'll get a bit of a discussion video going. If you guys like this kind of discussion style video, let me know down below in the comment section. Leave a like on the video, that helps as well. And let me know if you would like to see more, what type of discussion topic you guys would like to see next. This is a video that I kind of really enjoy making, just kind of sharing my opinions and having a bit of a discussion with you guys, sharing everything, our opinions down below in the comment section. And I don't know. I just like this style of video. I find it informative. I like to hear what you guys have to say. I know a lot of you guys like to hear my opinions on stuff like this. But again, let me know down below in the comment section if this is something you'd like to see more of. And if it is, let me know if you have any ideas for discussion topics as well. With that said, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to support it with a like. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all my social media information linked in the description as well. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. And as always, thanks for watching.